Yes, sir. What's the damn deal, baby? You kicking it with KC MC from the stands of a sports fan, my man Pots and Pans. Couple topics we floating through. We first talking about Bronny James, man. We gonna get straight to it. Bronny James playing his first G League game since December 21st. Bronny James scored a career high 31 points Friday night to lead the South Bay Lakers past the Rip City Remix 122 to 110. Bronny James was 10 for 22 from the field, including 5 for 11 from three-point range. Also had 3 assists, 2 rebounds, and 2 steals in South Bay's second win of the season. But the highlight of the night was the game-time poster dunk that brought the 623 fans in attendance all standing to their feet. Late in the third quarter, Bronny James brought the ball up the court, dribbled around the screen by Christian Coloco, drove down the lane for a thunderous dunk over Sterling Manley. Now, I actually watched the video. I watched the highlight of the dunk. It was alright. I ain't gonna make it seem like he dunked on my mans, or my mans did jump and he was right there, but he wasn't like technically in front of Bronny James. So Bronny James just went around, he dunked it, and Bronny fell. Then he got up like Shaq when Bronny did that. I mean, cool. And then they asked Bronny afterwards. He was like, yeah, it was crazy. It was just amazing. It was just one of those things in the moment. It was, like I said, career high 31 points first and foremost in the G League. Shout out to Bronny James. He averaged 6 points when he played for USC. Only played about 5-6 games. So now it's career high 31. Boom. Love it. Let's keep that consistent in the G League, for one. For two, that I ain't gonna say you dunked on my mans. I'm gonna say that. But you did do a nice dunk. Let's just say it. You did a nice in-game dunk in the G League. Boom. We'll give you that. Another thing that stood out to me is the score was 122 to 110. I wasn't expecting no G League game to get past the hundreds, bro. This lets me know that the G League is adopting the same thing that the NBA is doing, which is just fast-paced basketball, three-point shooting like crazy, etc., etc. 122 to 110 in a G League game, I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting like 87, 96. That's kind of crazy. So shout out to Bronny James, man. Am I in the way? Bronny James. There you go. Bronny James, not only getting the win, but getting a career high 31 points, man. Shout out to Bronny James right there. Let me know what you think about that. Go off in the live chat in the comments, call into the show, 313-466-4386. There is another topic that we're going to talk about in sports. I think it is very, very important. We've been doing a lot of hiring and firing in the NFL specifically. But this one is a hiring story right here. Congratulations, we want to say, goes out to Pete Carroll, officially the coach for the Las Vegas Raiders. Pete Carroll, the coach for the Raiders right now. 73 years old currently right now. Las Vegas Raiders hired Pete Carroll to become the franchise's head coach. They announced on Saturday Pete Carroll getting a 3-year deal with a 4th-year team option. ESPN sources told Adam Schefter. Pete Carroll turns 74 on September 15th when the season starts for 2025-2026. Is one of the 4 head coaches to have led teams to both a college national championship and the Super Bowl. Others were Barry Switzer, Jimmy Johnson, and Jim Harbaugh. He will be the Raiders' 5th coach, including interim coaches, since the franchise moved to Las Vegas from Oakland in 2020. The others were John Gruden, Rich Bisaccia, Josh McDaniels, and Antonio Pierce. Pete Carroll will be the team's 9th coach, including interim, since the Raiders owner Mark Davis took over upon the death of his father, Al Davis, in 2011. The others were Hugh Jackson, Dennis Allen, Tony Sparano, Tony Sparano, Jack Del Rio, John Gruden, Rich Bisaccia, Josh McDaniels, and then Antonio Pierce. So congratulations to Pete Carroll. I think he took 1 year off after leaving the Seahawks, and then now he accepted the job here. I don't know what the point of taking the year off. You know, I guess I get it. Hey, I'm going to sit in my money, just take a little break for a while, sit back, enjoy my family, my grandkids, possibly my great grandkids, Pete Carroll. But other than that, hey, he's back. He's playing, he's coaching football. He's 70. He's in his 70s. He's going to be 76, 77 by the time he's done coaching with this contract. Do we see Pete Carroll really making a difference with Oakland? With Las Vegas Raiders? Think they were 4-13 just this season or something like that? Not to say that you can't turn that around, but what difference is Pete Carroll going to make for the Vegas Raiders? They need more pieces. Quarterback, running game, receivers. They seem to be losing a couple people. They got Max Crosby. They did lose Devontae Adams. I don't know what their quarterback situation is looking like. I think they had Garoppolo over there last time I checked. I don't even know for sure. But anyway, congratulations to Pete Carroll, back coaching in the NFL for the Las Vegas Raiders. Las Vegas Raiders. I think it's going to take more than just Pete Carroll, fam. That's a nice name. I think a lot of people don't realize is that a lot of these teams, these franchises, they make these moves and these trades really for the name, for the value of the name of the player. Because other than that, there probably won't be too much production. Not with just this change alone. That's just what I think. Maybe it's different, though. Let me know what you think. Is Pete Carroll going to be a difference maker for the Las Vegas Raiders? Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show. 313-466-4386. So I do have something else I want to talk about. Oh, man. Let's talk about the haterade situation that's going on with the Washington Commanders. Now, I'm a hater of the Washington Commanders because I'm a Lions fan, and I don't like what they did to my Lions. Pause. But at the same time, I got to be real, dog. They did their thing. They doing their thing right now. But they saying former owner Dan Snyder had dinner in London with longtime associates for only the second autumn since 1999. Dan Snyder was not the owner of his beloved Washington football team. He was not living the ups and downs of an NFL team he had been part of since his childhood in Maryland. He was not presiding over the Commanders' rebuild, already on the cusp of a stunning turnaround, the kind of rise that Snyder lived for in the previous life, from the 4-13 in 2023 season that they had that would eventually become 12-5 in the regular season and an underdog playoff run, culminating in an NFC Championship game against the Philadelphia Eagles. That'll be happening today, Sunday, January 26, 2025. What's it like for Dan Snyder, for years the most hated owner in sports, to watch the Commanders succeed without him? Quote, he effing hates it, end quote. Snyder's dinner companion told the colleague. Dan Snyder had been pressured into the sale of the team by fellow owners who roundly hated him, and the league executives eager to see the franchise return to its former glory and profitability. Former NFL Commissioner Paul Tagliabue recently told confidants that Dan Snyder is, quote, the worst owner in the history of the National Football League, end quote. Damn. Most hated owner. They're saying most hated owner in sports, worst owner in the history of the NFL. This is saying a lot, first and foremost, Dan Snyder, before we even get to your hating ass comment. This is saying a lot considering the fact that there was an owner of the Philadelphia 76ers or was that the Clippers? Either one. I believe both of them was saying some racist stuff and was forced to sell the team. You trying to tell me Dan Snyder is worse than them? It's like, bro, what were you saying and or doing? Obviously, whatever you were doing, I think they tied it to, it had an effect on the team sucking. Pause. But Dan Snyder, for people to consider you the worst owner in NFL, some arguably the worst owner in sports, and there were other owners who came out saying racist, bigot stuff. And they saying you worse than them. And we don't even know what he said. Well, you know what I'm saying? What did this dude do? That's crazy to me. But let's just get to his comments. He effing hates that the Washington Commanders are succeeding without him being the owner there. On a cusp of going to the Super Bowl. Like the season after you sell the team. It has to suck, bro. I know you hate it. And it's crazy because, listen, the quote came from Dan Snyder's dinner companion. So this is all alleged. We don't even know. But the news spread amongst variable sports sources. Dan Snyder hates that the Commanders are succeeding. Now, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. As a Lions fan, if I was blessed enough to be in a position to own the Lions as a lifelong fan, and then I was in some way forced to sell the team, and then the Lions were this close to going to the Super Bowl or went to the Super Bowl, or even won the Super Bowl, I can't see myself hating, bro. I would be mad that I'm not the owner. I would be extremely mad. I get it. I would be mad. That's why I feel like they only took a portion of what he said. He effing hates it. I feel like at the end of the day, he probably says, yeah, I hate it, but if they went all the way, I'd be proud. You know what I'm saying? It's probably something like that. So they probably just took a portion of what he really said for real, and quoted it. Yeah, I would hate it too because I was forced to sell it. And usually when you sell something or get rid of something or break up with something, you be like, you ain't going to survive without me. You gonna beg for me to come back type situation. So he was probably thinking, man, y'all team gonna suck even more. And y'all gonna wish I owned this team again. But nah, that ain't the case. That ain't the case. I understand the hate, Dan Snyder. I understand the hate. But you gotta get your hating ass up out of there, fam. It's over. Shout out to Jaden McDaniels. Doing their thing. They beat my Lions. Fair and square. It is what it is. But Dan Snyder, get your hating ass there, bro. He effing hates it. Yeah, I bet you do. Is Dan Snyder a hater or is the hate verified? That's what I really want to know. Is the hate Would you be mad too? Would you hate just like Dan Snyder is? Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show 313-466-4386. I do want to talk about one main topic, and this is going to lead to a few other ones. This is in regards to some of these head coaching vacancies, right, that's been going on, and people have been hiring. So you see the news right here. Rob Saleh, they saying, welcome back. He's officially been hired as the defensive coordinator. Yeah, the San Francisco 49ers hired Rob Saleh for a second stint as defensive coordinator on Friday night after a failed tenure as head coach of the New York Jets. Saleh had been a candidate for head coaching jobs with the Jacksonville Jaguars, Dallas Cowboys, and Las Vegas Raiders, but once those spots all got filled, Saleh made the decision to return to San Francisco as coordinator to help rebuild a unit that was one of the league's most dominant at the time or at the end of his first tenure. Saleh will be the fourth defensive coordinator in 4 seasons for San Francisco. DeMeco Ryans, who replaced Saleh in 2021, left to become head coach for the Houston Texans. I'm tripping. Following the 2022 season. And Steve Wilkes and Nick Sorensen were each replaced after 1 season the past 2 years. 49ers. So Robert Saleh, congratulations to him to getting his job or getting a job in the NFL because I know it's tough. But here's what I really want to say. A few things about this. One, the Jets, they fired Robert Saleh in the middle of the season after getting Aaron Rodgers. A lot of people want to say Aaron Rodgers had to have something to do with Robert Saleh getting up out of there. I believe so too. Aaron Rodgers, yes, you got something to do with it, fam. You deny it, okay, it is what it is, but you had somewhat of an opinion. They got rid of my mans in the middle of the season. That's bogus. And then y'all did worse without him. Let's be real. So he is an example of somebody going from a coordinator at one job, from one franchise that did pretty well when he was there, and then became a head coach for another franchise, and then didn't do well, and then went back, not only to being a coordinator for a team, but went back to your old team. I would imagine they probably lowballed you on that salary, fam. They probably lowballed you on that salary, fam. because you left feeling like you want to take a bigger bag, and then they end up firing your ass in the middle of the season. So now it's almost like you went begging back, especially because you said all the other jobs pretty much got filled. Dallas, Jacksonville, Vegas. Yeah, I think it's only one head coaching job left. So with that being said, he said, you know what, let me just take what I can get. And that's deep. That's going back to your ex-girlfriend to get the same position you had. Just think about it. You think they ain't about to give you their ass to kiss in some sort of way? Yes. So I think they might have. I don't even know the details of his salary. I don't care. This is from the stands of a sports fan. We don't care what you get paid. We care about your performance on the field, no matter what your role is. So this kind of leads me into these other situations with these other little. I'm trying to be clean. Pause. So I want to talk about God dang on Ben Johnson. Yeah, Ben Johnson, former Detroit Lions offensive coordinator, head coach for Chicago Bears. You mother. Let's talk about it. Ben Johnson accepted this job as head coach with the Chicago Bears. Ben Johnson, former Detroit Lions offensive coordinator. I had this discussion with another fellow Detroit Lions fan. And he was like, one of them fans that be like, you know what? Hey, get your money, man. I ain't mad at you. I do the same thing. And I get it. Yes, cool. It's cool. Get the money, man. All right. Am I the only one that grew up thinking not all money is good money? Am I the last one, bro? My perfect situation with this is Robert Saleh going from coordinator to head coach, not doing good at that franchise that already sucked anyway, and then eventually going back to your team as a coordinator. Now, that's just one example. There's probably a few other examples. Eric Bieniemy going from Kansas City Chiefs, defensive coordinator or offensive coordinator and running backs coach for the Chiefs. Won Super Bowl, got his value up, then went to assistant head coach with some other team. I forgot, but then with the Commanders. Didn't do well there. Ended up back in college as a college head coach for UCLA, where he started his entire coaching career pretty much. Was it worth it for that quick bag? That's a situation, just a quick bag. Ben Johnson, the job wasn't done, fam. You get a little bit of success with the Detroit Lions, and all of a sudden you feel like you're Bill Belichick or something. Let Bill Belichick tell it. Is it the coach or the players that make the difference? I think after Tom Brady left the Patriots and had success in a Super Bowl with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Bill Belichick had nothing and he got released after 6 Super Bowls, that says the coach may not be that much of a difference maker. That's just coming from me and the things that I saw. So Ben Johnson, yeah, get your money. The average coordinator makes about $2, $3, $4, maybe $5 million a year. Average head coach makes about 15, 16, 17, 18, up to $20 million a year. The average. So yeah, you probably got about a $10, $15 million increase in your annual salary, Ben Johnson. But you know what, Ben Johnson? If you don't succeed with the Chicago Bears as a head coach, Ben Johnson, your ass gonna be begging for your job back. And you better hope it's available. That's all I got to say. You enemy number one, Ben Johnson. You enemy number one, Ben Johnson. It's coming from a Lions fan. You could have went anywhere else. You wanted to stay within the division. Within the division. This is one-on-one. This is between me and you. You going down, nigga? Shout out to Booker T, dog. Anyway, but no, Ben Johnson, you enemy number one on the list, bro. And I just want to say that to kind of lead to this also. We lost another coordinator, Aaron Glenn. Let's get to you too, pause. Aaron Glenn, the 2 first name man. And 2 repeat letters too, by the way. Former Detroit Lions defensive coordinator and now head coach for the New York motherfucking Jets. These are the jobs y'all accepted. Y'all accepted that. Welcome home, Aaron Glenn. That's because he was a former player for the Jets. I get it. All right? But your ass is grass too, fam. You enemy number 2 on this list, bro. Thinking y'all just did something for real? You think you did something just because you got us to the NFC Championship last year? Now all of a sudden you feel like you worthy of a head coach. Huh? Says who? That's my question. The only reason I'm not going to hate entirely on Aaron Glenn is, for one, I felt like our defense really needed improvement. So I hope we get a better defensive coordinator for sure. Our defense was questionable. We was allowing a lot of points in some of these games that we either lost or that were very, very close. So I'd really like this opportunity to get a better defensive coordinator. I appreciate you, black man. Thank you. And the other reason I don't want to hate is because it's a black man getting a head coaching job. I'm going to advocate for that all day, every day. That's first and foremost. But other than that, me and you, boy. I hope if we see you, you going down, sucker. You enemy number 2 on this list. Congratulations, Snooker. God damn it. I think they said we lost about 5 assistant coaches in this offseason. Y'all leave as soon, not even like a week or 2 after we lose to the Washington Commanders. Y'all already out of here, which means y'all been sending emails and your resume and your cover letter during the dang on season. On company time. On a company computer. Y'all been using them laptops on the sideline to send your resume off. You ain't looking at plays. Sorry. What was I talking about? Aaron Glenn, congratulations, but you enemy number 2, fam. You enemy number 2 on this list, bro. With that being said, let's just kind of break it down to what we're looking like right now. As far as overall NFL playoffs and what is remaining. So, this is the remaining bracket. This is what we're looking for. NFC, AFC championship games are today, fam. Today. These 2 games right here. We got the Eagles versus the Washington Commanders. Jaden McDaniels versus Jalen Hurts. I actually want Jalen Hurts to get that win. I'm not really mad either way. I'm going to be honest. Outside of me being a hater for the Detroit Lions losing, black quarterbacks, bro. Young black quarterbacks, I'm not mad. I actually like Jalen Hurts. I want him to get his. Go ahead, get yours, Jalen Hurts. You know what I'm saying? Because you've been putting in that work and you got back to this position, so I respect that. Jaden McDaniels, you got a lot of time, bro. I like what you did. I'm not mad at it, but the fact that you did my lines like that, bro, you can kick rocks on those shoes and socks. I'm just going to be honest about it. Then we got the Bills versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Bills and Kansas City Chiefs. Listen, part of me want the Chiefs to three-peat just to see the history. Just to see the history, I want the Chiefs to three-peat. Never saw that. It never happened in football. I saw it in basketball. It never happened in football. But the Bills, I actually like Josh Allen. They dog-walked the Detroit Lions in Ford Field this year too, bro. In Ford Field this year too. Not even gonna lie. Didn't even like how he treated us. But I gotta, just being honest and non-biased, I actually like Josh Allen. So because I don't have a horse in this race, as a true diehard Detroit Lions fan, I really don't give a damn who wins. It's either gonna be somebody's first time winning as a quarterback, first time, and it's a good chance it could be One of these black quarterbacks, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, or Jaden McDaniels, or Josh Allen gonna break that Buffalo Bills curse. I'm just excited either way. It ain't like, I mean, it is a team that has won it a bunch of times, but Kansas City three-peating, bro. I mean, I want to hate, but this is history. I want to hate, but if the Chiefs win, at least we gonna watch history. So, but if I had to put it all on the line, I'll say the Eagles and the Bills go to the Super Bowl. Ooh, that'd be nice. And I say, ooh wee, Josh Allen get it, bro. This might be the Bills' year. I ain't even gonna lie. Josh Allen lives with a disappointing face, though, bro. If he's not smiling, even when he's smiling sometimes, his face looks like he's disappointed, like he's just been disappointed, like he just lost or something. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But anyway, I actually think the Bills might go this year. I think Josh Allen, if Josh Allen can get past Kansas City today like he's supposed to, it's Super Bowl Bills time. That's just what I think. And I actually kind of hate to say that, but that's what I'm thinking. Let me know what you think. Your Super Bowl predictions and your predictions for these games today. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show, 313-466-4386. We got more to talk about. We're going to get into that coming up, as a matter of fact. We're going to talk about some trending topics. Spirit Airlines got a brand new rule that they incorporated. I want to know if you think it's fair. We're going to get into that coming up. You kicking it with KC.
So your loved one just died, and all you can do is cry. We're so sorry about your loss. But what about casket costs? They had no life insurance and didn't leave a will. And now you're stuck with a funeral bill. Try Frugal Funeral Homes. We even bury pets too. If multiple family members died, try our 2-for-1 special. Frugal Funeral Homes, where the hole is already dug in. So when your family kicks the bucket, we bury for your budget. So your loved one just died, and all you can do is cry. We're so sorry about your loss. But what about casket costs? They had no life insurance and didn't leave a will. And now you're stuck with a funeral bill. Try Frugal Funeral Homes. We even bury pets too. If multiple family members died, try our 2-for-1 special. Frugal Funeral Homes, where the hole is already dug in. So when your family kicks the bucket, we bury for your budget. So your loved one just died, and all you can do is cry. We're so sorry about your loss. But what about casket costs? They had no life insurance and didn't leave a will. And now you're stuck with a funeral bill. Try Frugal Funeral Homes. We even bury pets too. If multiple family members died, try our 2-for-1 special. Frugal Funeral Homes, where the hole is already dug in. So when your family kicks the bucket, we bury for your budget. So your loved one just died, and all you can do is cry. We're so sorry about your loss. But what about casket costs? They had no life insurance and didn't leave a will. And now you're stuck with a funeral bill. Try Frugal Funeral Homes. We even bury pets too. If multiple family members died, try our 2-for-1 special. Frugal Funeral Homes, where the hole is already dug in. So when your family kicks the bucket, we bury for your budget.
Yes, sir. What's the deal, baby? Kicking with KC. This is Pop Tops, popular topics that may or may not be talked about in the news. Let's get into it. So, this stood out to me. Spirit Airlines. Spirit Airlines, the official airline for the Thotties. Let me pull this up real quick. This article is coming from yahoo.com. Spirit Airlines has revised its contract of carriage to include stricter guidelines on passenger attire and body art effective January 22nd, 2025. The updated policy states that passengers may be denied boarding or removed from flights if they are, quote, barefoot or inadequately clothed. What does that mean? Or if their clothing or body art is deemed, quote, lewd, obscene, or offensive. Now, breaking down that term, and inadequately clothed, that means wearing, quote, see-through clothing, exposed breasts, buttocks, or other private parts, end quote. While this policy builds upon Spirit's previous ban on barefoot passengers and offensive clothing, the specificity has sparked debate. instances of travelers being denied boarding over clothing choices are not new, with cases like Tara Kahiti's removal over wearing a crop top in 2023 and Letitia Rose 2019 incident with American Airlines over her strapless romper. Spirit Airlines has yet to provide further comment on the updated guidelines. Like I said, Spirit Airlines, one of the cheapest airlines out there possible, home of the thotties flying straight to Miami, Houston, or Atlanta for the cheapsters. So yes, if you've been in an airport or if you've been to Spirit Airlines before, more than likely you have seen these types of women. And yes, we're more than likely talking about women. The two examples of was it Tara Kahiti in 2023 and then Letitia Rose in 2019 BC before Corona. Both of them is black women more than likely. I can't say for sure, but I'm willing to bet those are black women. They're women nonetheless. The point is, I hate to say it. It ain't just black women, but you do see women. It ain't like they really, unless you a man and you got a crazy tattoo, they are talking about you. But ladies, come on, man, get it together. Coming on these planes dressed like this. Now, I'm going to be honest, as a single man. All right, let's keep it real. Spirit Airlines, what y'all really should have said is, if you fat, obese, looking crazy in these outfits and you got your booty out and all that, we don't want to see that. But if you on there looking good, body snatch, you built for this. I'm not mad at Spirit Airlines having that on the flight. I'm not about to be mad as a single man. I'm definitely not about to be mad as a single man. I'm be like, Spirit Airlines got the halts. Period. And listen, I'm just being real. That could be worth it. So I think what they really should have been like, listen, man, don't be coming over here looking goofy or out of shape, built like I don't even want to put no names. But yeah, man, Spirit Airlines, I get it. I really don't want no crazy looking people on the flight sitting next to me, talking crazy, being like, I mean, I get it. You can probably make a process of elimination with a certain type of people and their attitudes based on how they're dressed, but that's not always going to be worth it. You can still have some hood rats on your flight and they be dressed appropriately or adequate, I'll say. Is Spirit Airlines wrong for having these strict rules and guidelines? American Airlines was the one who did that to Letitia, by the way. Letitia Airline had an incident with American Airlines for a strapless romper. So it ain't just Spirit. Are these airlines in general, are they doing too much by having a dress code? Do you consider this a dress code for airlines? I'm not mad at it. No shirt, no shoes, no service. That's in most businesses, most brick and mortar businesses. It's pretty much the same thing. No shirt, no shoes, no service. Cover up. Don't come on here barefoot. Get your together if you want some service. That's just what I think. Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show. 313-466-4386. Yeah, we got the phone lines right here. We'll do that. I didn't want people to call in at first, but we'll do it. So our next topic we want to get into, we got a few topics I want to float through if you got the patience for your boy. So we want to talk about this next topic, which is talking about TikTok and how addicted people like you are. Yes, I'm putting you out there. TikTok, since they had their ban, look, can you see this little post? This is the post that they had when you was trying to get TikTok at one point. This story is coming from APnews.com, the Associated Press. A new trend has emerged with phones preloaded with TikTok being sold online for astronomical prices in response to concerns over a potential U.S. ban on the app. Despite the fact that TikTok was temporarily unavailable over the weekend, users who had previously downloaded the app could still access it. The app remains off the Apple and Google app stores, prompting some individuals to list phones with TikTok installed for prices ranging from a few $100s to as much as $50,000 on eBay and Facebook Marketplace. One seller, Nicholas Matthews from New York, he listed an iPhone 14 Plus on TikTok for $10,000, expecting a high with TikTok for $10,000, expecting a high price due to the app's limited availability, with bids reaching $4,550 by Friday. Lord, man. While the demand appears to be high, the actual sales remain uncertain, with TikTok boasting around 170 million users in the U.S. alone. The ongoing situation has prompted questions regarding the app's future in the U.S. and the potential for a forced sale of the platform's Chinese parent company, ByteDance. Former President Trump ordered a pause on the enforcement of the ban until early April, but questions regarding its authority and ByteDance's willingness to sell remain unsolved. A couple things I want to say in regards to this. First, if you can see the message behind this, I don't even know if you tried to access TikTok at one point when it was down, but it says on here something like, we are working with President Trump. Yeah, we are working with President Trump to see if we can get this back on. Sorry about TikTok right now, blah, blah, blah. And then as soon as people were saying you can get back on TikTok, it was another message that pretty much said, thanks to President Trump, he made TikTok available. And man, I saw that. I actually got the screenshot. I should have posted. I saw that. I said, what? I say, man, if you can't read through this, bro, you are naive to the streets. Trump apparently did some type of deal with ByteDance so that they can put his name on here as the savior. If you haven't noticed, that's his character. He put his name on the checks for the stimulus checks when he gave out during the pandemic. He tried to put his name and or face on anything he can get attached to that's going to look good for the American citizens. So I understand that logistically or strategically, I should say. But other people ain't going to get it. Now, what I do understand also is the hustle of people selling their phones for a couple G's that got TikTok on it. Because I'm going to be honest, I had TikTok, was never active for real or as active. So I ended up deleting TikTok. And yeah, lo and behold, you can't get back on TikTok now. You can't download it on the app. So it is what it is. Do I think it'll come back eventually? More than likely. More than likely. That's why I ain't tripping. But for the people who are spending money, not only spending money, people who are attempting to sell these phones with TikTok on it, shout out to y'all. Capitalism at its finest. If people are going to buy it, then who are you not to sell it and get your money out of it? So, hey man, TikTok, is it worth it to buy a phone for a couple band, $4,000 for an iPhone 14 Plus that has TikTok already on it? The stupidest thing, bro. The stupidest thing. Stupidest thing. That's all I got to say. You stupid. You stupid. I ain't got nothing else to say, bro. Let me know what you think, though. What's the most that would you sell your phone right now? What would you sell your phone for right now with TikTok already on it? How about that? Put that in the comments. That's what I want to see. Put that in the comments. Let me know what you would sell your phone for. I do have another topic I want to talk about. Now, this is a little bit more serious if I'm being honest. But we're going to get into it. This is one of these executive orders that came from President Trump. This is coming from the Department of Labor.gov, DOL.gov. The U.S. Department of Labor has issued an order to cease and desist all investigative and enforcement activity under Executive Order 11246, which prohibits employment discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. This action follows the recent presidential executive order repealing Executive Order 11246. The order directs all Department of Labor employees, including those in the Office of Federal Contract Compliance Programs, to halt all pending investigations, complaints, and other enforcement activities related to the rescinded order. While the order states it is subject to applicable laws and regulations, it raises concerns about the potential impact on equal employment opportunity protections for workers across the United States. Can I dumb that down for you in case you didn't understand? Since President Trump signed the executive order basically ending equal employment opportunity in the Civil Rights Act of 1965, with the Department of Labor specifically, he's saying anybody who had a discrimination case against an employee an employer of the Department of Labor, if you had a complaint that was being, if you had a case that was being investigated currently, even if it was true and you had all the proof, this executive order is saying we voiding all of that. No longer, it don't matter. There's no such thing as discrimination. That's essentially what they're saying. There's no such thing as discrimination. Everything, their office, the new administration is pumping merit-based opportunities. In theory, 100% agree. In theory, 100% agree with this. But the world we live in is not theoretical. It is almost the complete opposite of theoretical. Everything else, for the most part, it just happens. And a lot of things are based off feelings, emotions, personal objections, and biases. Let's be real. Nepotism, all of that. So to say that there's no discrimination and stop all discriminative lawsuits, complaints, and other enforcement activities and investigations is wild to me, bro. It's one thing to end DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. Okay, cool. I get it. You want to be all merit-based. Cool. I'm not 100% with that. Well, I mean, with him ending DEI, I'm 100% with merit-based, but just ending DEI, I don't know, but it is what it is. It was there for a reason. Obviously, because there was a problem with hiring other races. Cool. Go to merit-based. All right, cool. I'm assuming we still going to be looking for qualified people no matter their race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. But it doesn't happen that way. That's my whole thing. So I just find it weird. That's why I say I agree with some things that 4-7 is doing. I disagree with some things 4-7 is doing. But I'm sitting back watching, and I'm going to see how it affects myself, my family, my friends, and my loved ones. So no complaints from me right now. Just stuff that I'm noticing. And I wanted you to notice too. But let me know what you think about it. Go off in the live chat, in the comments. Call into the show. 313-466-4386. I don't want to bore you with any. Is that the word? Is that how the lyrics go? I mean. All right, so I do have another one. If you specifically live in the Michigan area or in Michigan, even not in Michigan, this is actually pretty important. This pay per mile program, Michigan had on the table to consider, but now they're saying we're not putting it all the way away, but it is something that we're gonna not do right now. This is coming from mlive.com. Michigan is considering a road usage charge, RUC, a road usage charge pilot program to address a $3.9 billion annual funding deficit for road repairs. The state faces challenges as declining fuel tax revenues, which has been down 21% from 2001 to 2023 due to fuel efficient and electrical vehicles. The fuel tax revenues leaving existing road funding methods outdated. While Michigan's legislator previously earmarked $5 million for a pilot of the program, the funds were pulled when the state unsuccessfully applied for a federal grant. That's goofy right there. Proponents argue a pilot program is essential to determine logistics such as mileage tracking and fair pricing. This quote came from MCRA CEO Denise Donahue saying, quote, "A pilot is absolutely needed because we need a plan, structure, and to concept out who is going to use it first," end quote. About 26% of the state-maintained roads and 53% of local roads are currently in poor condition, according to a PACER evaluation. Alternatives for funding include toll roads or increase the fuel tax. They've all been suggested, but come with limitations. MDOT calls the RUC system a fairer and more sustainable solution to maintain Michigan's transportation system while adapting to greener technologies. I'm putting all this out there because this is something that I've never even thought about to consider. As a Michigan driver, we know that we get there's something called pothole season. It's usually around the end of winter, beginning of spring. That's when the roads come from these extremely hot temperatures from the summer, then to these extremely cold temperatures in the winter, and then it starts to open up and become warm again in the spring. So the road and what it's made out of, that concrete, starts to crack. Cars drive over it. Next thing you know, we're building up tension, and it creates potholes. And it gets bad in Michigan. So everybody's wondering, or our main motto is fix these damn roads. That's our motto in Michigan. Now, we always saying that, but nobody really thinks about where this money comes from to fix our roads. We just expect the state to fix it, right? Well, sometimes the state don't always have the money. We got to allocate money in other places. So then we have federal funds that we apply for. Even that doesn't necessarily give us a sustainable solution. So what they're saying is we usually get money for our roads through vehicle registration. When you register for your vehicle every year, that's one way that money goes towards fixing the road. And a fuel tax. The fuel tax comes from when you got to pump your gas. There's tax on that gas. When the gas says $2.99 per gallon, there's an additional 9 up there. So you're paying $2.99, 9 on that. So that's the additional tax that they kind of get to fix the roads here in Michigan, at least. And they're saying because there's these fuel efficient vehicles which need a lot less gas, or electrical vehicles which need no gas at all, how are we going to get fuel tax revenue from them if they don't even use fuel like that? Vehicle registration is okay, but that's not enough. That's kind of limited to the number of drivers that we have. So I get it. But at the same time, I don't think that's anybody's fault that this is happening. So they are either thinking about increasing the fuel tax to fix the roads or doing a pay per mile pilot program. Now, this program ain't the first in Michigan. There's a few states that do it. Hawaii, Oregon, Utah, Virginia have voluntary road usage charge programs currently underway right now. Other states exploring road usage charges include California, Colorado, Missouri, New Hampshire, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, and Washington. This ain't new to Michigan. Now, I get it. Yeah, we need funds to fix these dang on roads, bro. I think we need to come up with a more long-term solution to fixing the roads, first and foremost, because it takes 2 years to fix the damn freeway in some cases. They shut a freeway down for 2 years, and it's only open for 10 until they need to fix it again. That's 10 years maximum. It's like, bro, is it really even worth it? 2 years you shut a freeway down? 696 between 75 and whatever they doing that here in Michigan, Detroit? Come on, dog. We need a more long-term solution to these roads. Make these mugs out of steel, rubber, something, so that it can last 25 to 50 years, bro. We sick of this, bro. They trying to figure out how much should they charge per mile. Bro, even if you charge 1 cent per mile, bro, that will add up so much, bro. That will I just don't know how this is going to go. This is something, if you live in Michigan, you're from Michigan, or even one of these other states, something you should be aware of. Electric vehicles or fuel-efficient vehicles are changing the way that our states get money through fuel tax, which means they're going to find alternative ways to tax your ass. That's just what I think. But let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show. 313-466-4386. Now, this other topic is going to be kind of regional too, but I have to talk about it. Now, these are some popular restaurants here in Detroit. If you've ever been to Detroit and visited, or if you've even seen some of these little dines and whatever you want to call it shows, they talk about Lafayette, Coney Island, and American Coney Island, right? One of these specifically. This story is coming from WXYZ.com. The Detroit Health Department on Friday said that Lafayette, Coney Island in downtown has closed once again to address a rat problem. The health department posted on Facebook that it has been working with the popular Coney Island spot to address a rat infestation. According to the Facebook post from the Detroit Health Department, they said, quote, The Detroit Health Department has been working closely with Lafayette, Coney Island to temporarily close their restaurant to address a rat infestation issue. As a result, the inspection was completed and Lafayette, Coney Island has voluntarily shut down until all violations are corrected, which includes a plan of action to prevent future violations. During this closure, the restaurant will undergo thorough cleaning and address all structural issues, including sealing all openings to the outdoors. Our priority is to protect the public's health and ensure that the establishment meets all safety standards before reopening. We appreciate the cooperation of Lafayette, Coney Island as we work together to safeguard the well-being of Detroit residents and visitors. Now, a few things stand out to me about this. One, the director of the Detroit Health Department, Denise Fair-Razzo, said, quote, "A customer left a message and essentially stated they saw rats running through the restaurant." And this is exactly what we experienced about 2 years ago. The restaurant in September of 2022, Coney Island closed temporarily after an inspector found rat droppings inside the Coney Island after videos circulated on social media showing rats inside. Lafayette closed for more than a month before reopening in the middle of October 2022. They closed for more than a month then and then opened up later in October. Now they're saying the owners hope to reopen in 7 to 10 days after intense cleaning and changes inside, including their flooring being replaced. 7 to 10 days, y'all had a rat infestation. It was infested with rats. Rat droppings around where customers can visibly see. If you've ever been to this Lafayette, Coney Island, there's a couple things I want to say about this. It don't look the cleanest. It don't look the cleanest. That's not to say that some restaurants that you go to look super clean. Some of them don't look clean either. But you be like, they got some good ass food though. And this is what we do. This is our restaurant. I get that. But I've been to this restaurant before on some late night downtown Detroit stuff. Yeah, I'll give me a Coney Island. I'll be in there looking like y'all can wipe down or need some upgrades or something up in here. So I'm really not surprised. I ain't never seen rats. And some people said they've never seen rats in here. But if you got the rats on video or the health department that came in and saw rats, there's a problem. Or rat droppings, there's a problem. And then the other thing that I want to say is, y'all gonna tell me that Lafayette, Coney Island, which is right here in downtown Detroit, which is literally sitting right next to American Coney Island. They are literally, this is not Photoshop. They literally are right next door like this. You trying to tell me that one Coney Island got a rat problem, but the other one don't? Is that what you trying to convince me of? Because I don't believe that. If one has a rat problem, the other one, I say 50 to 75% chance it definitely has rats too, bro. How sealed off is American Coney Island that the rats go to Lafayette, but they don't go to American? Make it make sense, fam. I don't get it. So, listen, I love these Coney Islands. They put in Detroit on the map. You know, it's a staple for people visiting Detroit, especially in downtown Detroit. But go to a neighborhood Coney Island. Go to El George's. Go to Nikki D's. Go to Olympia. Go to a neighborhood Coney Island. These downtown Coney Island, they tax for a Coney anyway. And then you got to go in there and worry about it being safe or not safe. There's a lot of people going in and out. I'm not mad at it. I mean, not mad at it. I am mad at it. But I get it. Because it's like New York. There's so many people there that there's so many germs coming in and out, so many possibilities. People leaving food and not caring, peeing on the floor. It gets to a point where rats damn near feel comfortable in a downtown area. That's how New York is. So this being our downtown area, I'm not surprised. But get that together, fam. My advice to residents and visitors, go to a neighborhood Coney Island if you really want Coney. It ain't going to tax you either. That's just what I think. Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show, 313-466-4386. Last topic I want to float through, if you don't mind, before we get up out of here. Straight up ignorance. Do you see that right there? Don Julio and Popeyes with their collaboration. Lord have mercy. This is coming from Forbes.com. Don Julio Tequila and Popeyes Louisiana Chicken announced a highly anticipated collaboration set to debut on January 31st. This partnership has generated significant buzz on social media, with fans speculating about potential menu items such as tequila-infused fried chicken or maybe spiked lemonade with Don Julio. I don't know. But the collaboration leverages the shared values of bold flavor and celebratory spirit, aligning with the growing trend of pairing spirits with popular dishes and the increasing popularity of cross-brand collaborations in the food industry. Did we need this? Don Julio and Popeyes? Do we need this? You asked for this? Listen, man. Let my conspiracy brain come on for a second. I think Popeyes like niggas fighting over their food. That's all that's gonna happen. They say, how can we rebuild that hype of that chicken sandwich? It's almost impossible. They announced so many new things since the chicken sandwich. It ain't been as hype as that. What else can we do to get to niggas? Because niggas gonna really go crazy. And if they can go crazy, then everybody else gonna go crazy. And they said Don Julio. If you involve liquor with chicken, the chicken that they love, the liquor that they love right now, oh boy. That's what I believe they believe right now. And I hate to believe that. So my whole thing, I think Popeyes just want more fights, more social media trends, more that type of content to make this new thing go popular. Do I think they're gonna do tequila-infused chicken? No. Do I think they're gonna do spiked lemonade at Popeyes? Absolutely not. Do I think they're gonna do a Don Julio glazed chicken and dipping sauce? Absolutely. That's just like when you go to Fridays and they got Jack Daniel's chicken or Jack Daniel's glaze or whatever. It's gonna be the same thing. It ain't gonna get you drunk whatsoever. It's just a collaboration with the brand that's maybe using some of their ingredients that's non-alcoholic or something. Who knows? That's all it's gonna be. Don Julio glazed chicken, Don Julio dip, Don Julio chicken sandwich, glazed chicken sandwich, Don Julio, like that's what it's gonna be. And I see niggas fighting over it. And that's what's gonna make it go viral. And just like the chicken sandwich, the only time I'm gonna eat it, specifically during the hype, is actually the only time I'm gonna eat it is if somebody buy it and bring it to me, or after the drive-thru is clear and I ain't gotta fight nobody for it. That's when I eat it. Other than that, I ain't about to go crazy over this. Ain't no telling what's in that stuff anyway that's making people go crazy. Don Julio and Popeyes, is you messing with it or no? Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments. Call into the show. 313-466-4386. About to get up out of here, man. Appreciate you for kicking it with KC. Damn, I done blew my dang on headphones off. Hey, listen, man. First and foremost, we want to get this early show in real quick. Appreciate you. If you got this far in the video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the alert so you know when we going live, because I might pop up on you at any time, man. We just want to get this show in real quick. We're going to possibly do another show later on today, streaming these games. AFC and NFC Championship. Let's give them something to talk about. And I can't wait to talk about it. So, hey, man, make sure you kick it with KC MC on YouTube. Team Elite Media, hit that subscribe button. Unk Talk is going to be coming back very soon. And we got some new stuff coming in the way, man. And we on Twitch now also. I'm on Twitch, Kick It with KC MC. That's Kick It with WIT KC MC. Just like you see right here, man. Thank you again. Show that love, hitting that share button, that like button, that subscribe button. We out of here.